What up, guys? What it do? Welcome back to the We Feel, y'all. Welcome to you. If you new, hey, welcome to you too. This is your girl La T here at Tears of We Tarot Show. Where you shown up, never know what you're gonna get, beloved. You just never know. Today's live session is going to be probably something different from those who tune in live has really seen before. But you know, my wheat that's been around the channel for since the beginning definitely have seen us kind of go down this road before. We are a spiritual reader, a channeled messenger onto the Most High God, beloved, the Alpha and the Omega, and we bring messages from whatever they pull from. We are spiritual. We are not religious, yo. We're not. But we are a student, always learning, seeking diligently, right? We are a student of theology, and we seek to understand the Most High God the best we can, like learn as much as we can, and we look at everything from theology to nature, law, astronomy, astrology, biology, metaphysics, um, all of it, beloved, so we can understand and have a more fuller understanding and comprehension of, our divine source, the source of us living. So that is what we are going to be discussing today, is the source of us living, your soul and soul consciousness. And another underlying thing to the message is belief systems and how do we develop them. So if you guys are into it, you want to stick around for this different type of message, we would appreciate it. Hopefully you get something out of it. We pray that we be edified first and foremost, beloved, by the message, and that we be spiritually strengthened. That the Most High God fill us up so we can bear the yoke that's on these shoulders. And we pray that what we give out will be edifying unto you too. Like you are filled and edified and strengthened for the yoke that's on your shoulders. And you overflow. And we be in the middle with unity and harmony. So again, trigger warning. Trigger warning. So if you are a person that cannot question, your belief systems and how did we develop them, you may not want to stick around for this message. I'm just saying. I'm putting a warning out there. So if you say, whenever you decide to, check out, you've heard enough, bless you, beloved. I completely get it. But we're going to go down through there. Spirit already pulled out 3 texts that we're going to look at. Yes, beloved, hello. So we're going to look at belief systems, which could be triggering. How did we form them? We're going to look at the soul consciousness. That's going to be a part of the message. And we're also going to get a message from here. So we have the Holy Bible, we have the 7 spiritual laws of success, and we have the Samadhi also as well, talking about, unity of consciousness. So if you guys want to stick around and get this message, hopefully you do. If you don't, bless you. So here are the bullet points that Spirit gave me. Triggering, and this is going to be a trigger message, right? And it says systems of belief, and how do we develop them? So it definitely took me back to self and thinking about self. So this is testimony to tarot, okay? So, yeah. I think about my belief system and my growth and spiritual journey, and it was like, okay, my belief system was kind of passed down to me. Like most people, you are born into a certain belief system, whether it's, a certain particular religion or a way of practicing, cultural, heritage, that kind of thing. And so we kind of start developing from that, and then, you can either choose to stay in that or learn other things and kind of mesh and mold depending on your beliefs. And so that was pretty much our track, right? So we were born Christian, right? That was definitely the way that we were raised. Our grandparents were pastors. We had a family church, like the whole 9. And so that's the way that I became, how I cut my teeth in terms of spirituality. That's my basis, that's my foundation. Am I spiritual? Yes. Am I religious at this point? No. And the reason being is, as I continued to study, right, not just be taught from the pulpit, but studying and being diligent, I really thought about the definition of the word diligence, right? And it taught me, like, okay, in order to have a fuller understanding of the source of us, like of all things in existence, that I had to think about, how else does it represent itself? So I started looking at the other natural laws of things. And that's how I kind of really got into the 7 spiritual laws of success and understanding, hi, welcome. Understanding that there was so much more that govern existence than just what was represented in the sacred text that I cut my teeth on, right? So it's like all these pieces started to come together. And so I started studying religious system over belief system over belief system belief system, and comparing like what was the same, what was consistent, and what was different, and then breaking down those differences, right? And so once I could see what was the same and what was different, then it really helped me reshape and redefine my own personal belief system. It's what led me to having a more fuller and more intimate relationship with the source of all of us. Now, I'm not saying that anybody has to particularly do this, but in order to be diligent, maybe you want to take it up. It's on to you whether you do or not and how you choose to operate. But for us, it was like, okay, we can see how we can look at the mysteries of the body, like our biology, and system over system over system, and looking within, we can understand what was on the outside of us. Like, how does the system of the cosmos work based on how the systems of the body work, right? And it kind of brought things full circle for us, and thinking about, the different pieces of the body, the different organs. So you got kidneys and livers and all that stuff. And it talks about like the body of the kingdom, right? And I was thinking about that, like how if there's such diversity just held within this human vessel, then I could see the diversity of creation itself and how all of that diversity makes up the body in general. So I felt like nothing is excluded and nothing is left out. Like all of it is still a part, a system of one, like a oneness, right? And that's where we got down into studying about consciousness, the unity of consciousness. So that's pretty much the track, right? So we kind of end up going through the rabbit hole by starting from our basic foundation, continuing to learn, and kind of stacking on building upon that learning to kind of getting us to where we are now. So the Spirit did write down, for people who choose to stay, to listen with their heart, beloved. It's definitely, one of those messages. Again, if you are not really like a person to question your belief system and how it was formed, you may not want to stay. But if you're interested, hang around. So Spirit gave us out of this book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, Deepak Chopra, off Amazon if you're interested. And it speaks to applying the law of detachment. And I'll read the law of detachment, the law of detachment. So it says the 6th spiritual law of detachment. The 6th spiritual law of success is the law of detachment, beloved. And the law of detachment says that in order to acquire anything in a physical universe, you have to relinquish your attachment to it. This doesn't mean that you give up your intention to create your desire. You don't give up the intention and you don't give up the desire. You just give up your attachment to the result. This is a very powerful thing to do, because the moment you relinquish your attachment to the result, combining one pointed intention with detachment at the same time, you will have that which you desire. Anything you want can be acquired through detachment, because detachment is based on the unquestioning belief in the power of your true self. And people may say, okay, well, what's the power of your true self? Your true self is the soul, right? The source of us living. And it has omnipotent power, right? It is all powerful. It has access to every possibility, pure potentiality, and unlimited possibilities. So when we detach from any specific way of achieving our attention and desire, then we enter into the power of our true self, which is the soul consciousness, which has access to all things, beloved. You allow the universe to begin to work and coordinate in a way that is beyond our understanding. Like, so if I am detached from how something is supposed to unfold, I then open up to all of the possibilities and for which it can unfold, if that makes sense. So Spirit gave us this principle, and it says to apply the law of detachment. It says, today I will commit myself to detachment. I will allow myself and those around me the freedom to be as they are. I will not rigidly impose my idea of how things should be. I will not force solutions on problems, thereby creating new problems. I will participate in everything with detached involvement. Detached involvement. Can you really be involved in a situation and be detached from the outcome, beloved? I mean, that's a question, right? To think about that. How can we participate in life to create our own intentions and our own desires without being attached to every step in the process, like how it's supposed to unfold, how it's supposed to play out? Can you be open to, I'm going to put forth my best effort, I'm going to do what I'm able to do in this moment, and then let it, the chips fall where they may? And then the next day, you look at it and assess it and say, okay, let me see what's in the power in my hands that I can work with. And then I work with that, and then detach from how it's going to turn out. That's very difficult because most people do things with a sense of attachment. Like, you want a certain type of result, and we think that it has to come about in a certain type of way. But that may not always be the case. And when it doesn't happen like that, then we definitely feel some kind of way, right? We can get upset with the Most High. We can get upset with other people because expectations weren't met, or what we prayed for, what we expected did not come to pass in that way. So that's what we got. The next book we got called to was this one right here, Unity of Consciousness. And what this really talks about is, well, I'll just read it. Since the meaning of all existence is in perception, how do we see things, right? Since the meaning of all existence is in perception, the divine absolute experiences awareness of itself through the existence of the cosmos. And in this book, when they say the divine absolute, they're talking about the Most High God, that which is absolute, that which is whole, which is complete. There's no sense of individuality. Everything is in a state of harmony. And in that harmony, there is no sense of duality. There's no sense of separation, right? So the divine absolute, our soul, our highest self, the source of us living, experiences awareness of itself through the existence of the cosmos. Every individual is only an individual form through which the divine consciousness actualizes awareness of itself. Now that's a mouthful, right? It's definitely a mouthful. So when we break this down, the source of us living, the highest high, like where everything comes from, it experiences an awareness of itself. It can be aware of itself. And it does that through the existence of the cosmos. And every individual is only a specific, separated, pixelated form through which the divine consciousness actualizes an awareness of itself. Again, in short, the Most High God experiences itself as you, as me, as everything. Everything is possible. And the divine is itself pixelated in every variety, right? So when, again, back to all of those spiritual laws and those spiritual natural law, biological law, metaphysics law, the law that of unity, of one, that everything is whole, everything is complete. But in this space and in this realm, we experience individuality. And that is how the divine itself experiences itself through you. It is a way that it continues to have an awareness of self. It experiences every possibility and every variation and every variety of everything possible everywhere. And that's can be difficult for people to kind of accept as a belief system. Is it far fetched to think that the Most High God is everything everywhere? It seemed like that would be an easy concept for us to kind of agree upon, right? Like that shouldn't be so triggering. But like, because this text says that the Most High God is omnipresent, right? That means it is everywhere and it is in everything. But we tend to kind of separate that when we start thinking about opposites in polarity, right? We have a negative and we have a positive. So we think about negative forces and negative entities, but we don't tend to think about those entities as being a pixel of the Most High God itself, right? It's like that for some people is, a bit too far for them to consider. But if we think about the fact that the Most High God does get wrath, it gets angry, so it definitely has to have a attribute of anger, of wrath, right? Um, Everything is of one spirit, right? And we receive gifts of the spirit. But if people are not operating in those gifts the way some people believe they should be, then they kind of pass judgment and ostracize them, right? So it limits how people can actually operate. It causes them to have attachments to what they think is the only way. What if, just for kicks and giggles, that every piece of creation has its own pathway back to the source that made all things? Would that not, you know, be like saying, okay, if the Most High God is expressing itself as everything in creation and existence, and we are all pixelated pieces of it, why would it deny itself by saying, no, I'm not going to accept me? I think that's what we do as humans, right? There are pieces and parts of self that we don't tend to want to accept. Like we can think about our shadow attributes and we can think about, this characteristic or that characteristic, which may not be so, appealing to self. And we will deny that shadow space. But the Most High God considers itself as whole. It looks at every attribute in every variation. It is accepting of itself in general. And yes, blessing. Yes, thank you so much. So, and I thank you so much for sticking around here. I know it's a lot to chew on. It's a lot. We have a different tarot show. So whatever the spirits calls us to read from, we do. So to bring this message is because I feel like if you have a spiritual gift and you are called to express it, because even in this text, and we have it marked that each person has a spiritual gift, right? And they are given unto us in the measure. Hey, sissy, bless you so much for tapping in. We have them given unto us in different measures and portions, right? Depending on what the Most High God has placed in you, how it is expressing itself as you, right? And what it needs to do. So that gift or that talent has been placed in you. And oftentimes people who express that gift and is different from a mainstream tradition get ostracized, right? So even in these lives, as we express our gifts and our spirituality and bring messages from the spirit, we get all kinds of people that come in, usually attached to a theology that tells us how we're wrong or we're condemned or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, how could that be? You know, spirituality is spirituality. I'm just not confined to what this theology says I must be or I can only be. I truly get to the heart of the theology, which says that the Most High God is omnipresent, is omnipotent, it is in all things, it is the creator and the author of all things. And so it can use its creation however it chooses to. So if it chooses to express itself or activate itself or be aware of itself in this particular way, to speak to particular people who will hear with their heart and receive it, then I believe that we're doing the good thing, beloved. It is edifying. Not only is it edifying onto self, but hopefully onto others who have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, beloved. So, with all of that being said, we appreciate you for sticking through. If you guys want the books, I can put them on the community page, and you are more than welcome to, go buy them and study for yourself. The energy that I have right now, Spirit is saying to seek diligently. We're getting the energy of peace, right? To release negativity. I am a being of love, and I release all negativity. And I believe a key thing in releasing negativity is acceptance of self, right? It is to be able to look at your attributes and accept all of you and love you unconditionally, and to be able to release judgment, right? To come to a place of balance and harmony within self, right? So this says, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. We also see the attribute of forgiveness here. And to release judgment is a really big thing, because again, we talked about how certain doctrines will cause people to judge. They will be in one breath say they are not to judge, right? But then at the same time can be very judgmental. Sometimes we talk about, accepting self, but at the same time we struggle with judging self at the same time. Can you, practice, the hypocrisy, right? And we all struggle with it. It is a parallel, right? We struggle with our duality. We struggle with seeing ourselves as a whole being, not just physical and spiritual, but just a whole being in general, right? Because in trueness, we are not duality. We are whole. We are complete, right? We all is one. But there is only, the fallacy or just that state of individuality where the Most High God itself can be aware of itself. It's almost like being able to learn through every possibility ever. So if you were to say to a person, you as the Most High came back here to experience a particular thing, right? I'm gonna learn through this track, and this is the experience that I'm signing up to go through. A lot of people would have a very hard time accepting that, because they would look at their life or their experiences and think, I didn't sign up for this. But what if you did, beloved? What if you did? What if that it was to go through that experience and learn from it? Can we learn from the parallels? Can we learn from the opposites? When we see something negative, it makes us aware of that negativity, that lower vibration. And we are able to then discern it and then seek a higher vibration. When we learn something, yes, polarity. When we understand that thing is poisonous, right? We learn one, not to ingest it or to touch it, right? So we can take a higher road. So what if everything, like, again, we talk about the tares and the wheat parable. That is exactly it, right? The tares are like the weeds that are sown into the lot with the good seed. And you can't always differentiate what is what until it bears fruit. You can see what it produces and then learn whether or not that's something that's good for you, right? Hey, sis, bless you. I appreciate you. But yes, so when we are able to kind of look at those polarities, the poles in our life, and see, okay, I went through this situation, it was tough, it tested me, but how did it activate me? What is the learning? What did I take from it? How can I use it to fuel myself to a higher position? Yes, even shit can, salt can look like sugar until you taste it, right? And then you recognize which one is what, right? You learn what to do to figure out what's good for you and what's not good for you. And order for us to learn through those variations and through that variety, the Most High has to be aware of it, like experience that awareness through actualization. And unfortunately, it's tough to say that, yeah, you may have signed up for this experience. This is the learning. This was the assignment. And how do you get through it? How do you rise above the challenges in the test, knowing that you have everything already built in to get through it? Like you came to experience that and to conquer it. Like that victory is already written in. Even triggering, if that means that we only are in this manifested reality alive for X amount of time. And that can be hard, especially for people who are grieving, right? It's like, oh, why did, my person only stay for so long, right? Because they only came to stay for so long. That is the experience that they were actualizing for the Most High to have an awareness of it. And it's difficult to accept or to think about it in that kind of way. Yeah, karmic lessons. Yeah. And it's definite, and karmic means learning, right? To have a lesson, to learn it. So that awareness, goes back to the Most High. It is aware of that possibility. If you take this track, it can be lonely. You can have that emotion. But know that you are never alone, beloved. You're not. How could we ever be alone if the Most High God is omnipotent and omnipresent? That means it's always with you. That means to me that I don't have to qualify to be with it. It means that, like the book says, I can be on that Adam walk. I can have an intimate relationship with the Most High God, beloved. And its intelligence is built in. So if you think about biology and you think about becoming supernatural, that you have a sacrum and that there's an intelligence, a certain fluid that goes up your spinal cord all the way up to your crown, and it does that track. It takes 12 hours. It does it twice a day. And that fluid actually passes through your chakra systems and is activating. And a part of that is that it moves on the breath of life, beloved. It is dependent on how you are breathing. So we can look at the word and how it's expressed, even in our sacred text, and look at it from a very physiological standpoint. It shows itself true that that word moves within you, and it does it on the breath of life. But if we are unaware of how to breathe properly, because most of us generally don't, it's very shallow, and it doesn't give it the opportunity to go all the way up to the crown and back down. So oftentimes we sit in a place where we are not aware or we're not fully activated, because a lot of those different pieces are just not taught, beloved. Some of those things are the pieces that were missing for me in terms of edification. Well, how does this happen? Is this separate from me, or is it built within me? And the Spirit said it's built within. Doubt is here. I release all the need to know all of the answers. A lot of people will doubt because, it's a lot of mystery to the Most High God. It is. And there's absolutely no way that we can know all of it, right? We have very limited awareness just based on our position. We're here on earth, and every Bible is basic instructions before leaving earth. So, there's that. And we know that there's so much more in the cosmos, right? Because, galaxies upon galaxies upon galaxies, which we don't have the technology to explore. But only thing it does is make me think, you know, there's more. There is more. And to seek diligently. To read as much as I can get my hands on. Again, looking at what's consistent and what's different. Because I feel like the word will show itself approved and it will also bear out any manipulation. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Yeah. And the Most High God had already told me that this was a part of our service. To be a spiritual reader, a channeled messenger, but to be different. Like each of us have our niche, but it was more about having spiritual edification. So people who are called to express differently have the courage to do so, beloved. Like you don't feel cornholed and you don't feel like you're gonna be left out of something because you express differently. This one. Yeah, fear. See, fear. Courage. Is that which one that came out earlier? See, when if I don't say it right, service, yeah, yeah, and see relationships, and I'm so glad for you, sis. Yes, and they are assignments, humor, the lighter side of things, right? A lot of times people are afraid. And you know, that's what I found out through my study, like of the various different doctrines, and one in specifically that they, you know, introduce a lot of fear. Yeah, yes. It's a lot of fear. We see fire element, right? I'm definitely getting root chakra, right? I ignite the fire within me that connects me to the divine. But it's like being rooted and secure enough to be able to face any fear, to take that courage. And I'm feeling willpower. I'm seeing passion ignited type of energy, right? To speak out something and be bold and take action in that way. Again, to even step into service, which for me is the sacral, as I'm getting ready to say sacral, and sacral is right here, right? So the root up to the sacral is what I'm getting. And that's just, you know, the way that I intuitively read it, right? I feel comfortable in my own body and I'm sensitive to other people's feelings, right? And I'm getting this service. I feel good when I can help others. And we see balance. Balance is back out. Balancing. And I'm definitely feeling polarity. Zebra stripes with the black and white always gives me polarity. It gives me yin and yang. We see meditation is here. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. And that's kind of what we were talking about, like how the negativity, those opposing forces, actually give us balance, right? It's always going to be the scales, the two, and how do we keep things balanced? Or even as a individual, how do I polarize myself to the positive? And when we talk about polarizing your energy to the positive, that is what a lot of people speak of in terms of ascension, right? Or spiritualists will say, you know, moving from your south node up to your north node. Yes. That's disgusting, but I mean, I'm trying not to judge, but that's very interesting that you shared, you know. Well, TMI if you ask me, but, you know. Whatever floats your boat there, bud. Anywho, we'll just keep right on going. We definitely brought some humor into here, but anywho, we're talking about the opposing, the polarity of life. Like, it's always going to be the ups and the downs. It's going to be what we consider to be good and bad. It's going to be considered light and dark, the tares and the wheat. It always happens, right? It is. Like this person here, Clyde Frog, who wants the whole world to know that he's squirting in his pants. You know what I mean? Like, great, Clyde. Hope you have a wonderful time. I don't know if you like sitting there wet, like do you chafe if you're sitting there? Like, I got all kinds of questions. We're not gonna go there, but anywho, like I'm saying, like a mess. Like you get chafed and red and rash. Like I'm getting like diaper cream energies, like images in my head, like it's all kind of stuff. Clyde, I don't know what you need to take care of that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, because that's what it's gonna be. We do a lot of talking, so it's gonna be a lot of yapping. So I appreciate you for saying that. But anywho, opposites, right? So it could be somebody like Clyde who like to be in a space and wet themselves and share it with the world, and you could be a little bit more discreet, you know what I mean, and keep your intimate pleasures to yourself or in your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Like it definitely could be that. Yeah. Clyde does not need to brag about his indiscretions. He definitely does not. So, but we appreciate the laugh. So, anywho, let's get back to it. Um, if we are better able to accept the polarities in life, like the ups and downs, you know, the good and the bad, you know, all of that, then maybe we can get to the point of starting to accept the polarities of self. Like, what is my shadow attribute? What are the things about self that I may be denying, right? What is it, the things in other people that I may have a hard time accepting, right? Again, so I can accept other people's systems of belief and how they may have formed them and whether they choose to question them or dig deeper or anything like that and just be completely fine with it. But then we have others who come to spaces like this and they want to kind of, you know, throw judgment because they are unable to accept that other people believe differently. The Most High God has spoken to its entire, we feel like, creation in general in every way possible. So simply because people who live in a rainforest who are protected from others have not heard of a specific theology or a specific messenger does not mean that they do not have access to the Most High God. Would that be feasible to even think that they don't have a connection, that the Most High God does not speak to them and give them to revelation? And if that be true, then we know that there are multiple pathways to get back to the source of us living. And again, the source does not deny itself, and we can take lesson by learning to accept ourselves. Yes. Balance. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. Absolutely. Sacral chakra. Feeling comfortable within your own self and sensitive to other people's feelings as well. And look, we saw relationships. I laughed about it with my sis, but it's here again. It's hitting the table. So somebody may actually have a calling to do things a little bit different. Humor is here again, right? And look, relationships and friendships, right? I feel like relationships are assignments, right? And the people that are destined to support you will be brought into you, right? If you feel like you are being called to embark on a different journey or your own individual journey, bless you, beloved. Bless you for checking in, Queen. So if your journey is different, again, people who connect with you or with that resonance will be placed there for you. Again, you are never alone, beloved. For one, the Most High God is with you. Your soul, the source of us living, is always with you. You are a pixel, a piece of it. You could never be extracted out of. You are always contained within. There is no fear that you will be left out. There's no fear. Great day, beloved. It's been a beautiful day. There's no fear that you will be damned. There's no fear in that, right? It is a false expectation that has been designed to appear real. And you can always question why was that design the way that it is and do your own research, beloved. We have plenty of rabbit hole topics if y'all interested. But for this session, it's about releasing the fear, that false expectation. And a lot of people will put that on you. They will tell you, oh, you are no longer covered. You will not be saved. You will somehow be left out and make you feel a certain type of way. And I just would challenge that. and say that if the Most High God be omnipresent, it is omnipotent, it is everywhere, it is in everything, it made all things, then how could I be damned because it speaks through cars or any other thing? It's some people who don't believe in science. But if it were not for science, then we would not have certain medications that save life. Is that not the Most High God operating at the same time? I would say that it is. Gratitude. Having gratitude for all things, beloved, for all things work towards the good. If that be true, then how could anything be damned? I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. Yes, I am, beloved. Even people that show up like Clyde and want to let us know that he's squirting in his pants. Okay, I'ma laugh about that shit for the rest of the night. Yes, through the acting of service onto others. Yes, the abundance. I am limitless. The Most High God is a limitless being. Limitless. And it can manifest whatever it wants to, whatever it desires in this physical reality. Think about that from a spiritual standpoint. No, really. It can manifest whatever it wants to. But when you say it's manifesting the low things, then people want to come against you. That could be a talk. Yeah. When it's manifesting this, adversities. Yes. When it's doing this. Why? Because those challenges are the best way to learn. And we said that early. Oh, yes. Can we be grateful for that? Can we be grateful for the adversities that come into our life to teach us something? Because if we didn't face challenges, then how far would we grow, beloved? A lot of people would get complacent, they would be stuck, they would not have any type of kinetic force to push them, to move them out of a certain position. Yeah, failure. Failure to launch, maybe, because there is no kinetic force to move you. How many people, self-included, would stay in a fucked up relationship that you know ain't working for you, beloved, until something really happened? Your spirit done spoke to you 17 times since Sunday, which was yesterday, and told you this is not the place for you. This is not it. This person is not right. You can feel it in your gut. You know they doing you wrong. Know they doing you dirty. And still don't move until you have that concrete proof. It's in your face, tower moment. It's telling you, I got to go, because here it is right here. Got to have that physical proof. Imagination is here. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Yeah. Can you see yourself doing something different? Can you see yourself being something higher, like moving up, like I'm talking about level upon level, all the way up to your highest self? Like, can you really visualize your highest you? And what would it take for you to become your highest you, to be that? I ain't sorry. But I'm just saying, that's what I heard. Right? What would it take to get you there? It's going to take adversity. It's going to take lessons. It's going to take challenges. It's going to take things that push you, that make you step into your fullness, to evolve, to adapt, to become more flexible, to learn, to grow. If we don't have adversity, then we stay stagnant. That's the polarity. That is learning through the opposites. That negativity pushes us. It teaches us positivity. It teaches us how to express love more fully. Right? Envy. Challenge. Somebody is challenged with envy. Or you're a person that may have these spiritual haters. They may hate on your spirituality and your way of thinking, the way that you connect to the Most High God, that you in relationship so intimately with the Most High God that, you know what I'm saying? Yes, right. Hating on your light, on your magic. Ooh, the magic. You talking about you somebody is spiritually gifted and you could pull out that magic and they see it, they don't understand it. And people fear what they don't understand, beloved. How do you do that? How do you say I can see a card, perseverance, and then the next card you flip out say perseverance? Maybe they can't stand you. Maybe they don't like it. Maybe you blocking out negativity. Maybe somebody didn't caught a case. We don't know. Somebody might have an STD or a spiritually transmitted demon. I don't know. I'm just saying. The card did flip out. But we gonna see, y'all. Let's get some messages. Thank you to the Most High God. Thank you for those who are seeking and staying, who are interested in this type of tarot, right? Testimony to tarot. We learning over here so that we could grow. You know what I mean? Learning to accept ourselves more fully. To roll through life accepting the opposites, the polarity. Yeah, see? An unhealthy connection. Whoever this person is challenged with envy. And we saw karmic, right? Karmic lessons, right? My sis Michelle put that in there, Life Mantra Tarot. So if anybody is interested in a reading, right? She does lives, Life Mantra Tarot. She's in the comments. Say hey sis, right? For your promo. She definitely is an amazing spiritual reader. Right, deeply connected, and on certain days she does free yes or no's, and she also does very reasonably priced mini reads. So if you guys are looking for somebody to give you a reading, please check her out. Life Mantra Tarot, Michelle Fernandez. Yes, this one too. Okay, yeah. So this person that envies you, you definitely are unbothered, and you probably, yeah. She's amazing. But you are unbothered, and you are going places. So either you have travel coming up, you may have traveled, you may have been on vacation, and you might have been lounging out like this, or whatever the case may be, and people seeing you in your full abundance in this present moment, right? And folks got a whole feeling about it, like being very envious, right? And the lesson in this is that ignore them mofos, you know what I mean? Ignore that shit. Like, let that shit roll right off your back is what I'm getting, because it is. It's just played the fuck out. Like, it really is. It's played out. Like, ignore it because it's played out. Like, somebody that's looking at you and your ability to experience your abundance and your fullness, and or whatever the case may be, you unbothered, you traveling and being able to move around, and they got a feeling about it, not your problem, not your business, not your monkey, not your show, is what I'm getting. That shit is played out. And the people are only envious because they can't necessarily see themselves in that light, right? That's what envy is. Some don't want you to have it, and they don't want to have it either. Right? I don't want your spiritual gifts, but I don't want you to have them either. That ain't none of your business. Because, see, the Most High God gave us these gifts, each in our own measure, right? According to the Most High God. Yes, it's a non-factor at some point. It's like, well, you envious about this, wait till you see me next year, because I'm steady growing and elevating, and we ain't done yet, beloved. It is not over for thee. I'm just saying. But yeah, some people are just kind of bankrupt, and I'm feeling spiritually. You know what I mean? Somebody also could definitely be bankrupt. They may not have no money to... I'm trying not to laugh because spirit is cracking me up right now. Somebody may not necessarily have no money to move around like that, so when they see you traveling and looking real unbothered, laid out with your little sun drink and stuff like that, you look, they like, fuck, they feeling real fucked up. They feeling the kind of way. They might be fishing for comments and looking all through your business, through your social media, trying to figure out what you got, what they doing that allow them to do this, that, the other. Mind your business. I'm over here minding my own. Maybe if you focus a little bit more, you might not focus on your finance. That's what Spirit said. Look, you just minding your own business. Real fucking uninterested. Look, I'm telling you, you running and just like, eyes closed and carefree. I'm getting them running on the beach in the morning, real interested in whoever this person is in the background. They're a little envious of you right now, I'm just saying. But I feel like this person, that this karmic person, they definitely are a lesson that you needed to learn through y'all. The spirit can't make this. No, look, we got unbothered, uninterested, and y'all see this part. Look, unfazed. You ain't paying this person no shit, like zero fucks for this person. Absolutely none. Like you and your head ain't like you are oblivious to this person and they shenanigans, to their antics. It's like I have moved on. That shit is so back there. Rear view is like I can't even see you, okay? But this person is definitely talking shit about you. They talking shit. They talking mad trash about you, beloved. Why? Because we said this again. They hating on you. They're a spiritual hater. Hating on your light, hating on your magic. Yes, I don't even know they exist. And it's driving their ass crazy, beloved. They hating on you. But they a wolf in sheep's clothing anyway. They, got issues with accepting and dealing with self, right? Anybody that has to wear a mask or mask themselves as something to lie in wait, to devour, is a person that has a very low polarity. And you could be a person whose spiritual gifts you are called to do something specific, and this could be it. Break the chain, beloved. Ancestral patterns. Right, hate on me, hater. Right, I'ma do me. Healing and rewriting the future. So somebody has a spiritual gift, right? And oftentimes people with a spiritual gift, we all do, but a specific calling for you in particular is to break an ancestral pattern, right? For us, a part of that ancestral pattern is how we form belief systems, right? Like I was born under very strict, theologic, doctrine. And again, it wasn't no going to grams without going to church. You were definitely gonna go. And we believed a certain way. We sang, and I'm talking about before I could even learn how to clap on beat, like where people had to put my hands together and clap. So you talking about how people actually form their belief systems. And again, it could be triggering. We put it in the title, so forewarning, right? How do we do that? Is it something that's literally taught to you and passed down to you in that way? And for many of us, to question certain things is a good thing because we do know that there are other things. Yeah. So we think about that. Like, what are the control systems that were placed there to keep people under control, under a limited mindset? And you can even question, like, why are so many important pieces missing? One of my biggest things was always, the book of Enoch. If Enoch in the sacred text was the first example of like a transcendental rise, like the Most High God came and took Enoch up. Enoch did not taste death, but they never told us what did Enoch do to please the Most High in such a way where he did not taste death. Right? But then they will go to the messenger and say that was the first ascension. No, it wasn't. The book says in Enoch that Enoch ascended. He was there and then he wasn't. So the messenger was not the first example of ascension. But they don't tell us how Enoch did it. I question. Where's the rest of the information? It's only for knowledge seeking. You make your own mind up, beloved. That's just our track and our journey. Question. Where was the messenger from the ages of 12 to 30? Where'd it go? And why? Boundaries. Where do we need to establish better boundaries? Right? And I'm definitely seeing those chakra lights. Right? Exactly. Right? And everybody has a boundary. It's only so much that you're willing to receive at any given moment. We have to open ourselves up and then we know to allow certain things in, but then we also put boundaries in place and say, you know what, that's something that I'm resisting because oh yes, I love the fact of like how that looks, right? All the hands grabbing and stuff like that. Yeah, to be able to formulate your own opinions and decisions, absolutely, right? So, what are the boundaries that you have around self? I think in this karmic lesson, in this karmic relationship, it taught boundaries. Like, did I have boundaries placed around myself and were they appropriate? Right, because we can have some heavy boundaries in one area and that be like, you know what, that is an absolute no-go for me. I will not allow anything in that area and in that realm. You know, for a lot of people, theology, religion, and stuff like that is one of them. You will not make me question anything in regards to that. And you cannot cross that, no matter how you think about it. They are really attached, right? And then some boundaries are super lax. Like this person could come to you and get any and everything from you, knowing that they ain't, it ain't gonna be right. They pulling on your energy. They sucking off your resources. You are overgiving and people pleasing and trying to figure out how to control the situation. That could definitely be it for somebody. Think about it. Like, what is it about your boundaries did this karmic relationship or this karmic lesson teach you? You already know that the shit is played out. Like, you ain't paying it no attention. You done moved on. You done moved about your business. But did you really take on all the lessons and see what it taught you? What did it do for you in terms of your own personal growth and your own spiritual development? Have you redefined your boundaries? Have you taken a look at them so that they could be more balanced and more appropriate? Because balance is definitely a heavy attribute. Is it a way of breaking the chain? Thunderstorm coming where I am. Yeah, it's been raining here for the last 2 days, so I definitely feel that energy of the storm warning, storm coming. And for some, it's already raining. Some people are in the aftermath. It's all about where you at on the timeline, beloved. Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. You definitely are being divinely guided, right? It's so much more to know. And I feel like as you have been brought through this karmic relationship, you went into it because you were called to heal an ancestral pattern, beloved. But to go through it, again, why would the word need to become flesh? So that it could experience humanity, right? It could develop a sense of learning and compassion. It can understand and learn some things and then pass on some information at the same time. So it's leaving like examples and like these tidbits and saying to us another scripture that we didn't read, but it takes me back to the telling of the messenger before they were crucified and they went up to the mountain to pray, right? And many people say, they have their beliefs, but it's been revealed unto us that the word did not call itself. It is separate from the Most High God, right? It is the Most High, the source of us living, that spoke out. And when it spoke, its word went forth on the breath of life. And that makes sense to us because the scripture said that the word the messenger went into the mountains, into Mount Olives to pray. Well, who were they praying to? If the word, the messenger, is the Father, which is the Spirit, like the Trinity is all one thing. I get it in the grand scheme of wholeness, oneness. But the source that created all things, its word goes forth. So therefore the word came out of something. The same way that I'm speaking, the way that we understand it, and to each their own, no changing of anybody's judgment. Is just the way that the Spirit gave it unto us. If we are an entity and we are speaking out words, the power of life and death is in the tongue, then we are choosing what to express, what to say. That word is activated and it's definitely moving on the breath, right? I am breathing out and speaking these words in conjunct, in parallel. They're going forth together and they activate and they materialize in this world, in this physical reality. They manifest. Every word that we speak manifests, beloved. It does. Now, oftentimes we speak out chaos and conflict. We speak for something and against something at the same time. We have an opposing dialect. So you're speaking the negative and the positive, or positive and negative. So what is the universe? What is manifesting? What is coming into you? It could look like chaos. It could look like conflict. It could look like very mixed results, beloved. But once, like that text says, you're either hot on something or cold on something, you take a position, you are convicted in that charge and in that emotion, in that energy, you speak it out, you stand on it, no doubt, no fear. What you speak, yes, it will come. It will come to bear. Like, everything will arrange itself so that word be not in vain. It will come true. It's belief, beloved. How do you believe? So somebody is definitely called to break an ancestral pattern. They are healing and they are rewriting the future. A new word being written. You definitely are a warrior, beloved. How are you answering your deepest calling? How are you doing that? Have we received a lesson from this relationship? That which hurt you, from this tower moment, from the crumbling, from what fell down, the release of a false foundation, right? And having received the learning from it so that you can lay a new one, right? So what comes in the future will be better, right? It will be solid. It will something that will weather the test of time, beloved. Yeah, again, how are you answering that calling? This is the work your light deck, sis. Work your light. Answering the call. What is your soul, the source of us living, calling you to do? Soul being an acronym, right? Like love is an acronym. Light on voluntary escape, beloved. Keepers of the earth. You're not alone. And Spirit already said that. You're not alone. You may have a sentiment of loneliness, but you're never alone, beloved. The ancient ancestors stand beside you. Everything comes from spirit, right? And if everything comes from spirit, then we return to spirit. That means that spirit is always with us. So the spirit of your ancestors are with you. You are never alone, beloved. The spirit of the Most High God is with you. You are never alone, beloved. You will not answer this call alone, beloved. Let it strengthen you. Edification is what I'm feeling. Anything else in here, Spirit saying, no, the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Yes, 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 yes. You definitely have been training for this for lifetimes, and I'm also getting the energy of deep replenishment. So somebody may need to have some replenishment, and we did see the energy of meditation to replenish yourself. And I do feel again that abundance is coming in, and we already have that on the table, that abundance flowing in. And that abundance doesn't necessarily mean it's all financial, right? Do you know your vitamin D? Yes, in the sun. I go outside and grind in the sun all the time. Every single day. Try to anyway. But yeah. What were we saying before we was interrupted about the vitamin D? Look at that. Akashic Records. Bam. The Most High God is so good, because didn't they already say this? Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided. And we see, first instance, right? Akashic records. Clearing old stories, releasing past lives, and freedom. Yes. And we did already get that same energy here with breaking the chain, right? Rewriting the future, healing ancestral patterns. That's definitely the energy of clearing old stories. What karmic debt did you come to clear? It could have been something off of your lineage, off of your family line, beloved, and you are the one that has been tapped to do it. Having gifts placed upon you so that you could specifically do, yes, we can specifically do that work. Spirit is also calling this too. Emerald tablet activation. See, consciousness manifesting. And that's what we talked about, right? Consciousness manifesting. That you are a manifested, pixelated piece of consciousness of the Most High God, beloved. It is you. So when we talk about you being the 8 wonders, it is not far-fetched. Because how else could you read this physical plane if not for this vessel? For the eyes that read light. I don't know how our nose work. That's a wonder. How we taste, I don't know how we taste. I have to wonder on that. You got to ponder it. How do your ears work? Like, how do we take sound frequency and create discernible language, dialects, that we can use to communicate to one another? I don't know. How do your taste buds work? We don't know. How do you get sensation? I don't know. Like your nerve ending picks up something that it interpreted as touch. But how do you know what hurt and what don't? What feels sensual, like Clyde, like he that messed up his clothes with all his excess fluids. I'm just saying, how do we do that? Where do emotions come from? That's number 6, our 6th sense, emotions. Where does your vision come from? Your spiritual vision, your imagination, your mind's eye. Where does that come from? Right? That is a wonder. And to know crown chakra, that we all can feel this same cold, blizzard, rain, wet, Look, you see me as a brown-skinned girl with locks down to the lap. Okay, that right there is not something that we argue about. And because we can do that, the same is consistent. We know that we are all connected, considering all of those senses are interpreted in the mind. So is there a physiological component? Absolutely. The damn wonders of the world ain't no Grand Canyon. It ain't no Niagara Falls. It's you, beloved. Angelic frequency is here. You are safe. You have a potent connection to the Most High God. And I'm definitely picking up on that fear card. You are safe. What would it do for you to know that you are a pixel, a piece of the Most High God, beloved, that you could never go anywhere, that it would never deny you? It will forgive you 70 times 70 over 70 times 70. As long as you keep going back and say, you know what, I learned something. I see you the error in that. I see where we kind of, and I learned it. And then, you know what, I'm going to do things different next time. That's repentance. That's all it is. That's really it. Acknowledging, that didn't work out so well. And I'm going to change my mindset. Every single time. And it's always there for you. So how could you ever not? What is there to be afraid of? I'm just saying. Akashic Stargate. The Most High God said somebody has access to the Akashic records. You are called. Are you stepping up and answering your deepest calling? Because you have a job to do. It is called breaking ancestral patterns and rewriting the future. Yes, then and only then shall we know growth. Absolutely. Akashic Stargate. No wrong path, beloved. aligned with your purpose, there is no wrong path. It don't matter which one of these gateways you go through. You still gonna be successful. You're still gonna do exactly what you were called to do. Yes, you are. There is no wrong pathway. What if there is a pathway for each and every one of us? Every variety, every spice, every piece, each one of us, crystal, skull, wisdom, clarity, divine healing, right? High vibrational energy. And that's how we reach that. When we are willing to go back and say, okay, well, we can do that differently. We recognize it and we can see how we can move differently, and we commit to moving differently. Repentance. What do I do going forward? I offer a recompense. What is the recompense? Because what can I give the Most High God if it owns everything? It made everything. There is nothing that I can offer as a recompense because nothing belongs to me. What belongs to me? I don't even belong to me. I didn't birth me. I didn't create my light. I don't belong to me. I belong onto the Alpha and to the Omega that made all things. The only thing I can offer is my surrenderance and my obedience. Like to meditate and tap in and gain instruction. Somebody has access to the Akashic records. Yeah, toothbrush. But if somebody has access to the Akashic records, that means you have the ability to be divinely guided. You can go in meditation with any question that you have and seek the answer, and it can be born out of that intelligence, brought forth, and your spiritual eye can read it. Your heart can discern it. That is the filter. You can take that in, solar plexus, push that down to the sacral and let it enter in and have that creativity unfold in you. You can be rooted and grounded that what you will receive, you are secured, you are safe, there is no fear, therefore you have no room for doubt. And what you receive will definitely guide you step by step by step. If we are able to step out on faith in that manner and have all of our steps guided to go in first, meditate, take that question, get yes, free indeed, absolutely. Then that further says that the intelligence is built within you. You are built for this. You are made for this. And any and everything that you need to accomplish this calling, you already came with it. Maybe you just don't remember it. Maybe that's why these karmic lessons come to awaken you, so that you can become activated, so that you can remember, beloved. This one. Yes. Halls of an empty. Ooh, secrets revealed. Ooh, y'all feel that treasures uncovered. You talking about you being initiated? The Most High God ain't playing with this thing that made my spirit leap. Yes, you talking about having secrets revealed, ask and it shall be given. Absolutely. But see, a lot of people will separate stuff. Like we doing this right here and we're seeing how the Most High God will reveal onto you. But in the same text it says, ask and it shall be delivered onto you. Ask and you shall receive. What is the difference, beloved? Because we got a deck of cards in our hands that's expressing the same thing. It's not different. It's the same principles, because that's what we wrestle against. We wrestle against principalities. Don't let those idiosyncrasies make us feel like we separate. We are not separate. You have the ability to go within self and meditate and take that question in and get revelation. It will reveal onto you every step. There is no difference, right? I have experienced both. Absolutely. We have the ability to do that. And you could touch base daily. Not just one day of the week or however many days per your, doctrine requires you to go. But you could do it every single day. If you do it before your feet touch the floor, just imagine how much smoother your days will go. When you call in that spirit of intelligence and ask it to guide you every step of the way, beloved. Because it's definitely done showed me things on my cell phone, my laptop, my computer that I didn't even know was there. Features that I had no clue existed. And it took me to do all kind of stuff just because I asked. It's built in, beloved. It's built in. You will be surprised your supernatural abilities when you really tap in like that, beloved. Let's get it. Sirius, star, blessings. Yes, proceed. Be seen. Push through, beloved. Are you afraid to be seen? For somebody, could be. Could be. We had that energy. It took us a long time to jump out there and really put that gift on display. And even some of them trying to control it and not express or show as much as what the Spirit will do through us. Yes, go out to the water and test it out. Yes, right? So who may have a gift and you know that your gift is deep? I'm talking about you waiting around the ankles, but you know for sure you all the way up here with it. But you only gonna go so far. Yes, still working on it, absolutely. Because it is that energy of being ostracized. It's the fear. For us, we can only speak for us. What are people gonna think of me? They gonna think I'm crazy. They gonna think that I am literally, yes. They gonna think that I have literally lost my mind, right? Human pendulum is not your pendulum that swings. It is the energy that flows through the vessel that does it. We also scribe too. Yes, infinite gifts, ever evolving. Yes. Not only are we a pendulum, are we a medium, are we at least 6 different clairs that we have been able to identify. We can also get messages through smoke, which I forgot the name of that gift. And I mean, it is profound, beloved. The Spirit could stand me up, spin me around with my eyes closed, and sit me down in a chair. And the more that I go deeper into my gift, I realize how powerful and profound it is. And even for self, some of it is like, how deep does it get? Like, can you be so gifted that you are afraid of how deep your gift gets? Yes. Yeah. And I didn't even know that was a thing until I started getting messages through the smoke. Now it's like, I don't even know where to go to sit under any type of, mentor to help me, with the many different the variations of the gift. Do you want this one too? You want this one? No. So we have Stargate Heart chakra opening, unlocking. And we were just talking about unlocking different gifts. So I'm definitely getting, watch the smoke. I'm definitely getting new gifts being unlocked for someone. So throat chakra. So we got heart chakra and throat chakra, authenticity, self-expression. So somebody is definitely also going to express themselves. I'm definitely feeling a highly activated throat chakra. And that could be what this karmic lesson came in to activate, is your throat chakra, beloved. It did for us when we went through a karmic lesson like that. We had to learn how to speak. And we hadn't even spoke out to others yet. It was more so how we spoke to the Most High God that was profound. It was a change. We see learning experiences. See that learning experience, that karmic lesson that we went through, right? Wisdom transmission and earth intelligence, Gaia gateway activation. Because we come to Gaia to learn, to get the wisdom, to go through these lessons, to kind of be on an expedition. It is an adventure, and adventure has adversity. I always think about like Bear Grylls. Y'all remember Bear Grylls back in the day where he would be like, go on certain expeditions and, test himself to see if he could survive in that particular terrain. What did he learn about himself? Push himself to his limits. I kind of get that sentiment about us being on Gaia and learning journey and going through this adventure and facing adversities? What does it do for our soul, for growth and for soul learning, spiritual development, to live this particular life, to take this particular pathway, to express itself as you going through all of your experiences, everything that you go through, and at the end of that cycle, it takes that information back onto itself, having an awareness, gaining a deeper awareness. Is that something that we can ponder on? Like, can we kind of contemplate that? What would that mean? Would it make a difference to you in any type of way, beloved? Yeah. So we definitely got stellar gateway activation. We see infinite potential, right? Infinite potential and infinite possibilities is what I'm picking up. And we kind of talked about that. So if the Most High God showed up in your life as this karmic person, what did it come in to show you? What did it come in to teach you? Catatonia. I have to look that up. I don't know what it is unless you want to tell me. But yeah, so if the Most High God showed up to you in your life as a karmic lesson, what did it come to teach you? Transcendence, ascension, you are rising up, because it's definitely coming to help you rise, to help you ascend, right? Light activation. This one, you want this too? This, and then this. Do you want these? We'll see. You said this and then that was it. Bless you. So we see wise leader here. Wise leader. Right? You are a beacon for others. And I'm definitely picking up that wand and I'm picking up that fire. We felt like fire energy and being in the flow, right? Being activated. You are a person that's called to break ancestral patterns, having go through a karmic lesson which you have overcome. You definitely are no longer bothered by this past person, but they damn sure still bothered by you. Envious of your glow up, your growth since being with them. And then they will be there to, learn their own karmic lesson, right? What does that mean unto them? Are they able to repent? Are they able to see their behavior and change it? Oftentimes a person, if they have certain types of characteristics, they may not. But then again, they may. You never know. Right? A fresh new way of living emerges. And that's what I get in terms of you breaking ancestral patterns, right? To rewrite the future. I'm getting transformation, a fresh new way of living, right? I'm getting, again, that variety, the spice of life, limited possibilities, unlimited potential, accepting your gifts. Understanding that the intelligence of the cosmos lives within and that you can always access it. That you have an intimate relationship with the Most High God, the source of us living, that which created all things, and it will never leave you, beloved. It will not. It will never forsake you. Get the big picture. Seeing above, right? View from above. See from a higher perspective. Getting the big picture. Thank you to all of you who've been around since the beginning. I know this was a heavy message, but the Spirit called us to bring it. Unknown territory. Great Mother, the Black Madonna, absolutely. Ooh, you talking now, beloved. That's another rabbit hole topic right there. Right? Unknown territory. And I'm getting leadership again, right? Definitely getting leader. With that staff, I'm feeling spiritually connected. This bird is here, a person, an entity that brings messages from the spirit. You have a guide that's with you. I feel that this track could definitely be a little isolating, feeling left out in the cold, but you're going places, that's unknown, and I'm embarking on unknown territory. I also feel the spirit of wisdom with you with this owl. I feel like it has scouted the land in front of you and coming back to give you the information that you need so that it can order your steps, beloved. It's going to tell you which way to go because it goes before you. And you are definitely going into unknown territory. You will go where folks in your family, have not gone before. And I feel like you have a lot assigned to you. People that you will speak to, that you will support. Because that throat chakra, I'm getting heavy activation on throat chakra and self-expression. Anything else in here, Spirit saying no. Another energy. We see protected, and you are definitely protected, right? Right? Reactivate the crystal grids. I'm seeing infinite abundance again. That's the third one that speaks to abundance, like any and everything ley line PowerPoints. Yes, right? And I'm seeing that sword, right? Not only are you protected, but I feel like that spirit of truth and justice will be with you. Right? You are cherished, right? And abundance is pouring into your life. I feel like with every abundance that you need to meet this calling and decree is with you, beloved. And then you will continue to unlock things as you go forward, like being courageous, dispelling the doubt, dispelling the fear, false expectations that appear real, things that will stop you. Those opposing forces are there to help you. Sometimes it's good for us to look at the negativity as a helper and not necessarily a hindrance. It's only a hindrance when we take the mindset that we don't have what we need to conquer it, to overcome it. But if you are certain that you have everything that you need to overcome this challenge, then you have already won. Exactly. It's called the balance. Absolutely. This one. Now, we see Mars, right? And we know Mars can be represented as the war planet. But it calls us for action. It says confronting something, taking some action, right? Giving you some sort of drive, movement forward, right? And we see your highest ideals. Could this adversity, like the discord, the conflict, the chaos, push you towards your highest ideal? Giving you a different level of understanding, by helping you understand how to make the right choices, how to make different choices. Yes. Definitely getting third house. I'm feeling intelligence. I'm feeling something written, right? And I definitely see, making right connections, making the right decisions, and I'm getting your ideas growing. And I'm also seeing in service of others, and we pulled out service earlier. Service, right? How do you serve others? How do you help them too? At the end of the day, if you've learned a karmic lesson, you understand how to get through it. The test is made to build a testimony. And when we share with others that self-expression, that throat chakra that we see that's being activated, taking, the courage to push through, to be seen, to let your voice be heard, to speak your truth, how many other people can you help outside of you? By spreading the love, by sharing the love. Yes. Anything else in here, Spirit say no. Personal power. See, stepping into your personal power. Right, and I definitely feel this golden circle with the little birdie in the inside. I don't know if that's a reef, but it's giving me Six of Wands energy. It's giving me victory. I see major change. We see the mysteries of life here, and that's what we've been talking about, the mysteries. So there's more. Spirit said there's more. Bless you, beloved. Bless you. We saw don't give up on love. That was the card that was on top. But we shuffled it. We do see changes coming, and we kept feeling the energy of the storm, right? Changing winds. Some people, the storm may be coming. Some could be in the middle of it, and some it may have already been passed. Yes, mastery. self-mastery. Change is coming. I definitely feel transformation, right? We saw transformation and we see it again with the butterflies that represent transformation and change. And I am here to guide you through this exciting transformation. This is a time of joyous opportunity. So not only did we say you're not alone, you are not alone. You have help. You are guided. We got Akasha, like your guidance is divinely guided, right? So you definitely have spiritual help through this journey. You are transforming based on the karmic lessons you have endured. You are past that. You are moving on. And for some, you could be in different places, whether you're coming out of it, you are still going through it and need that confirmation that it's all for purpose, it is not in vain. And for others, they have cleared it, like we're on the other side and we've gotten, through it, and we are definitely growing and moving down the road and ensuring that we've taken the lessons. We have, thought about our boundaries, thought about our shadow self, our attribute. Why did it get called to us? Why did we need to take on that lesson? What did it teach us? How are we stronger? And what behaviors are we changing because of it? How are we more edified? How are we more effective? What did we master about self? Because that is the journey, self-mastery. Embrace your life purpose is here. Again, somebody definitely has a divine calling to break an ancestral pattern. And you may have experienced a karmic lesson that is something that's rooted in an ancestral pattern, and you may be the person called to break it. I am guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you are meant to be doing. So we definitely see the butterfly again, right? Transformation. And we see that pen, self-expression, right? So some sort of way you will express yourself. And I do get words, speakership, authorship, or something like that, beloved. But what makes your heart sing, right? What is it that you would do above all things? And not just, it could be lounge by the beach. I mean, that's us. If we could live and be on the beach every single day and bring y'all messages and that just serve the gift and the gift serves us, that would be it, beloved. Definitely. Thumbs up every single day. Yes, that's what we pray, right? But what is it for you that makes your heart sing? When you were a child and you had space to just be free and use that imagination, what did you play? What did you desire? What made you feel good? What made you have that spirit of delight, the energy of joy and delight? What would it be? And do you feel the joy and happiness of others? Yeah. And we pull that card right here, beloved, just so that you can see. Service. I feel good when I can help others, right? So somebody is definitely called to service, and whatever your service is, it will impact others. And I think it delights your soul to do it. Like this. This delights our soul, and we hope that it's helpful. And just know that your prayer is being answered. Again, that butterfly transformation. Yeah, sharing. Absolutely. Right. Know that your prayer is being answered. Your prayers are being received by the divine, and answers will come soon. We see meditation. I meditate daily to allow the universal wisdom to flow through me. So as you meditate daily, whatever it is that you're praying for, then those answers will be delivered onto you. You will receive those answers from the divine. Right? Tapping and touching base with your spirit. Those answers will come soon, although perhaps in forms you didn't expect. And that's a part of the unlimited potentiality. Sometimes, yes, daily gratitude. And we also had that too, beloved. You just calling out our whole spread. Gratitude, right? I'm thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents, right? So, what is this unexpected answer? What is that going to present to you? And can you have gratitude for the fact that it may come in a way that's unexpected? Again, we spoke about detachment, the law of detachment. When we are attached to how our answers are supposed to be answered, which form and fashion they come in, and if they don't look like exactly what we expect, do we then express dissent? Can we still be grateful in that moment, even if your answers come soon, but not in the form that you expect? Regain your focus is for someone, and increase your knowledge is here. Increase your knowledge. So we started this live. So if anybody interested to go back and watch it from the beginning, you will see your girl go through 3 different texts, 3 books, right? And we had some reading because for us, we are a student, always learning. Learning, and we like to teach and give out what it is that we learn, beloved. That's just it. Yes, up fullness. I like that. I like that. I like the energy of that. Yeah, up fullness. Look, we gotta wrap this up because we've gone a very long time, and we did not know that we would be in session this long. So we just have to say this: increase your knowledge, and we see have no fear. So, and Spirit said, no, it's been long, but look, and I think this is hilarious. It's almost over. Anywho, look, increase your knowledge and have no fear. We definitely saw doubt and fear down here, so have no fear. Fear is a trap of the ego, right? Allow me to use my sword of light to free you from disquieting feelings that hold you back. If you are afraid, fear is an acronym, false expectations that appear real. Usually the things that we fear do not come to pass, beloved. It doesn't. It usually puts us in a place where we end up expending energy, right, that we did not need to expend. And it actually puts in resistance to your manifestation and having your answers come into you. Yes, bless you, beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining the Wheat Field, beloved. Welcome to the Wheat Field. Anywho, but the Spirit said, increase your knowledge. And see, people tend to fear what they don't understand, right? And so, what is the thing that we can put in place of fear? We can learn about that thing. Then that way you're not afraid of it. You have a deeper understanding of it, which is why we would not want to be afraid of the Most High God, the source of us living. So for that, we sought diligently, and we are still seeking, because you could seek a lifetime, beloved, and barely scratch the surface, barely learn anything, right? Because there's so much to learn. But if we are always in a student position, always willing to learn, beloved, always willing to take guidance, tapping in with self, meditation, right? Being able to access those Akashic records, the intelligence, the wisdom that lives within, and listen to ourselves, learning to trust ourselves and take those guided steps. I feel like the road before you, yes, 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 yes. Ah, after my own heart, beloved, yes. But it's like to really that I'm getting this, right? Unknown territory, right? Think about it. If that spirit of wisdom, that owl goes before you and comes back and brings that information to you, it is ordering your steps. You can walk through any unknown territory because you already have the hidden knowledge. The secret has already been revealed onto you. You only need to trust and have no fear. Yes, that you can do it. No fear, no doubt. Look, the spirit goes before me and comes back and reveals all things. I only need to pray meditate and wait for that revelation to take place. And when I get it, boom, I'm taking off. I'm moving forward. No fear, beloved, none. Because I'm already a victor. Like the battle is already won. We are already whole. We are already complete. There's nothing truly broken and there's nothing missing. We are in a system that contains all things, like the abundance is infinite. It's infinite. And you can tap in and retrieve anything that you need, beloved. So for this calling, this person that is a curse breaker, somebody that is called to move and break ancestral patterns, to even rewrite the future, everything that you need to meet this calling, you brought in with you. Maybe you just need to remember to go into those Akashic records and have all those answers revealed, beloved. Thank you guys so much for joining us, for tapping in to the Tears and Wheat Road show. You sure enough never know what you're going to get, beloved. It can start slow, like that old school Crisco. That thick white stuff you have to get out the can, that large shit, that thick shit, and we have to get it into the pan. But the Alpha and Omega come in and turn the heat up, and we get to cooking. And hopefully we cooked up something that's edifying for you, for your spirit, beloved, so that you can be strengthened, because somebody has a calling and have a yoke to bear, and you're going to need all of your strength to bear it. I hope that you overflow, beloved. I do. And as I overflow, I will meet you in the middle with unity, with harmony, for the sake of wisdom. And that is the pathway to peace. To the next now, beloveds. I love you guys so much. I do. I love you just like I love us. I love the Alpha and the Omega that made us, that called us to be the infinite intelligence breathing. Yes, because the word lives in this day. To the next now. This one's done.